Bienvenido in Miami. Welcome to Miami. Do y'all mix cocoa and coffee together? Anyway, it's really good, guys. All right, so the episode began with this episode was so fucking funny, y'all. But the episode began with Kenya and Candy and Sheree. And they're at Moore Manor, and apparently it's been some progress on Moore Manor. I missed the clip if they actually showed the house, but I saw the scene or the ending of the scene. But anyway, those three are together. Candy and Kenya has really gotten kind of close. Interesting. I think Kenya knows who to fuck with and who not to. She knows she can't mess with Candy because Candy, she's bugged, and she saw what Sheree can do. So she's getting those two on her team. The muscle on her team. Candy ain't the one. But whether she's pregnant or not, my God. But on the other side of town, we have Portia and we have Phaedra, and they're talking, and they're getting all ready for this Miami trip that Portia and Kenya plan together. Portia should continue to plan trips with her enemy. Last year, her enemy was Claudia. Hey, Claudia, and they planned a trip together, and it actually ended up being a good trip. So anyway, yeah. So let's just get straight to the airport. Kenya and Portia arrived first. They look great in white. Then I believe Tammy came. We meet Tammy's husband briefly. He's a white guy, Nazi, as she said. I was looking at Tammy's hair. Tammy ain't got no hair on the insides of her braids, and her edges is questionable. So I'm trying to figure out why would she get a hairstyle that would you know, probably cause tension and stress on your hair anyway when it looks like it's about gone anyway. I don't know. I don't know how her hair is. Tammy seems very free spirited, very, bohemian, whatever. So all right, so the girls arrive, everybody gets there, Cynthia's coming. Cynthia looked great. Phaedra in her jumpsuit was everything, just shaking and jiggling all over the place. Kim Fields arrived looking like Sinclair. Sorry, y'all, I'm a little hot. And I just didn't get it. What the hell do Kim Fields be having on? What the hell? But whatever. She's an actress, right? All right. Not a fashion designer. So the girls mentioned that Shamia is actually invited. So Kenya and Portia have really linked up together. The fact that Kenya kicked Shamia off her boat, now she's back on the team. So it's very interesting. But Shamia, she's already there in Miami. They arrive at the house, and they're greeted by these two men with no shirts on and drinks. And Shamia comes out with her little bikini on, itty bitty little gold bikini, and she invites the girls in. She was just like, yes, yes, her ass is all out and everything. And she was like, okay, let me show you girls my room. And Cynthia then was like, your room? It's levels to this shit, my nigga. Like, you at the bottom, boo. Don't nobody be knowing you but Portia. But she showed us her room, and it's very, it's cute. It's Motel 6 or whatever. And it had it wasn't over the top. She didn't pick the best room, so good. Meanwhile, well, before they got to the hotel, they was on the bus and they was establishing who would get the what rooms or whatever. Cynthia brought it up actually, and Kim Fields was just like, "Well, I'm the actress." I was like, "Okay, Kim, jumping in there, trying to do it. All right." And she was just like, "I'm the most famous one," and I was Miss Butterworth, and I was Tootie, and I was Regine. So, but they decided to let Candy get the master bedroom because she's eating for two or three or four. So anyway, but long story short, everybody had good rooms and nice rooms. All right. So the girls get all dressed up a little later on, and well, no, before that, we have Shamia and we have Portia and we have Phaedra. They taking pictures, chatting it up, dipping it and doing it, looking great. And then we have Sheree, Cynthia, Candy, and Kenya, and they're all sitting around talking. And Kenya uses this opportunity to say to Sheree that Tammy has some choice words to say about you or whatever to me and Cynthia. She was very much like Kenya was picking on Tammy first of all, which was funny, but then she was like, "Oh well, Tammy has some things to say that basically you wouldn't have married Bob if you didn't have money and all that." And Sheree was just like, "This is very interesting." She would say that. I don't even know her, but I know that white man pays for everything that's in her house. I was like, "Oop." And she was like, Also, I think that they may have messed around or whatever. Tammy and my ex husband Bob. So it was just crazy. So later on, they go out and everybody's getting ready. Shamia's first, and Candy looked gorgeous in her orange dress, and everybody's ready. And they show a scene with Phaedra and Tammy. And Tammy, she has on this cute little dress, little off the shoulder moment. And Phaedra's just like, "Oh, you look like a Greek goddess. You look beautiful." And then she looked down at those shoes and she was like, "I don't know about them shoes, child." She had on these 1998 clogs. I hollered, giving me total tease. In the middle of the day now, baby, I seem to think of only you. Yeah. Y'all remember Total? Ow, from the 90s. Get it. But I holler. Phaedra's interviews, Phaedra's scenes is just funny as hell. I swear. She said some of the craziest stuff. All right, so all right. She was like, "Those shoes is I ain't seen those shoes since Jesus was in the manger." I holler a mess. All right. So the girls go to this over the top restaurant. And everybody's sitting around chatting it up, having fun and all that. And then Sheree decides, she was just like, oh yeah, she was talking about me. So Sheree decides to ask Tammy. She was like, Tammy, do you have an issue with me? Like, do you not like me? I heard you didn't like me. And Tammy instantly goes in defense mode. She was like, "Look, Bob is my friend, and I just didn't like the way the media was portraying Bob." And she was like, "Portraying him how? As a bad daddy? Did you see the checks? Did you see the? No, I didn't see the checks." She was just like, "Oh, okay. Well, how do you know what you're talking about?" Like he basically had to tell you, and she was like, "Look, I know that y'all just friends and all that, and but have you ever slept with Bob?" And she was just like, "What? What? No, Bob is not remotely my type. I'm not physically attracted to Bob. I'm just very protective over my friends." I see. Hey, do I believe her? Whatever. I really don't care, but I believe that Tammy is telling. For some reason, I believe that Tammy never slept with Bob. I think that maybe he initiated it, but I don't think she ever slept with him. But Sheree did say that Bob has mentioned her name a few times during the time when he was knocking him out. Boom, 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 boom. Just girls every night, girls every 5 minutes, girls every day. And so, who knows? But Portia decides to ask. She was just like, "Look, well, who told you that who told you, Sheree, that Tammy didn't like you?" And she was like, "Well, Kenya." Kenya was like, "No, what I said was that she said that you was basically a gold digger and that she didn't um want to see y'all together, whatever." And then Kim Fields decided to interject. She was just like, "Is this grown ass women acting like this?" And yes, Kim, it is. Get into it. It is what it is. I know it's foolish in real life, but on reality television, it's necessary, my God, to keep them good checks coming. What? You do what you got to do to stay alive. 9 to 5. Beyonce told you. I mean, but Kim Fields is just going on, and this is just crazy. And she also said that Kim Fields, she was like, "You know what? There's a difference between information and instigation." And Phaedra and Portia was just like, well, come on, Dr. Phil. Um, and Kenya was just like, "Oh, excuse me, are you talking to me?" She was just like, "Oh, I was just talking to the whole table." Of course she was talking to you, Kenya. But Kenya, she said something that made sense to me. Kenya was like, "Look, if you say something to a group of people, if you are a friend of a friend, if you're a friend, okay, say like you're a random person that all the friends don't know, and say one friend invited you to the party or whatever, you start running your mouth about a friend that's friends with the person that invited you there and everybody else. Like, do you really think it's not going to get back around?" I hope that made sense to y'all. But I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. But that makes sense. It's kind of like when say like if it's two friends and one of those friends have an issue with your sister, um and you kind of offended by it, but you don't say nothing. Like, you're probably gonna tell your sister, even though you and your sister might be beefing. That's still your sister. You feel me? So it's still a closer bond. So they're more than likely gonna know. You're still probably gonna tell them. So, Tammy was trying to be messy by saying that. And actually, Candy agreed. She was just like, well, I mean, Kenya was right on this one. Whether Tammy meant for it to be out or nothing, she said it. It's still negativity. It's negative. So, Tammy got she was asking her too much. So they kind of just, let it go and moved on. All right. Um, so we get into day two, and it was so funny. They opened the scene up with Kim. She was playing gospel music and whatever. So Phaedra came out in all her turquoise glory, guys. She came over there to talk to Kim, and they was just talking. And Phaedra said in her confessional, she was just like, "Look, you don't know Kenya like we do. You have not spent that much time with Miss Kenya Moore, and she's not Glenda the Good Witch. She's Glenda the whatever." Kim was just like, that was just crazy last night. And, I'm not about that life and this and that. Kenya and Sheree is talking on the other side of the hotel. And Kenya was just like, look, I brought you to the group, Kim. You might not want to mess with me. I'm not the one to be played with. A little later on, the girls get dressed. They get ready to go on the boat and go to a little party, a little day party. Phaedra and Portia had these string little cover-ups on, covering up nothing. Apps, it's just asses everywhere, just ass, and titties, just all around the world. Candy decided she couldn't go. She was feeling sick. She's about pregnant. Well, she's multiple months pregnant actually, and so the rest of the girls go. Everybody is snatched. So they go to this little party. On the boat, they're all having fun, getting their life. We find out that Cynthia has no rhythm. I'm not surprised by that. But they on the boat doing it, and you know what? I figured out the point of Shamia. Shamia is that turn up friend. Shamia is that friend that you need around just to turn up and get your life with. She's that friend that's always down to party, and you need somebody like that around, I guess. So anyway, the girls get off the boat, and they go to this party, and it seems like a lot of fun. Portia meets this Latin puppy named Oliver, and they start drinking and all that. Long behold, we figuring out where the hell is Kim Fields. Kim Fields' ass is outside crying because she misses her husband and her kids. So Phaedra twirls her big ass out there, big booty ass out there, to see what's going on with Tootie. And Tootie's just crying, and she was just like, I don't get this. I don't understand this. And I'm just standing there, and, I don't want to be here with y'all. I wish I was here with my husband and this and that. And Kim Fields, lady. But, Phaedra, she's trying to be there for her. Phaedra's just like, well, my husband is incarcerated, and it's beautiful that you're there and you want to be there with your husband, and that you have a great marriage. I appreciate that, because I wish mine was like that. And most of these girls here don't have that. Don't most of them hate their husbands and stuff. So Phaedra's really trying to be there for Kim, and I can really appreciate that. That's sweet of her, because she could not care like the rest of them. But meanwhile, in the restaurant, the girls are talking, and they're trying to hook Portia up with Oliver, and they're just having fun and drinking, and Kenya, she throwing shade, and it's just like, it's been 2 days, Kim. Like, get your life, girl. I agree. I mean, my God. But then again, I'm not married. Only been in about 1 or 2 relationships. That was a long time ago. So, I don't know what she's feeling, but you're on a reality show where it's not about none of that, Kim. So, get with it or get out. Seriously. God, she's nothing like her characters. I swear. All right. So, once again, we're wondering where the hell Tammy was. I said something on Twitter. I tweeted Justin J. I was 1232, of course. I was just like, he said in one of his reviews that Tammy looked high or whatever in the last episode, and I think Tammy be scooting away smoking or something. And clearly, the weed man came in, her nephew, a little later on. And so we meet her nephew. He's this basketball player, and his friend, who I think they're a couple, they look like, allegedly. And so they all, talking. Kenya's kind of flirting with him. They decide to go back on the boat. Portia wanted to play Never Have I Ever, and that was pretty much the end of this episode. And so it's going to get real ratchet. The nephews is definitely into it. and he got smart with Kenya on the boat. She snapped at him. And he was just like, "Oh hell no, don't do that." So we'll see. All I got is 15 minutes, y'all. It's pretty much all I have to say. Love you guys. Bye.